Section 1 of Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan by Toru Dutt. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Zishan Reshamwala. Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan by Toru Dutt. Savitri, Part 1. Savitri was the only child of Madra's wise and mighty king. Stern warriors, when they saw her, smiled, as mountains smile to see the spring. Fair as a lotus when the moon kisses its opening petals red, after sweet showers in sultry June. With happier heart and lighter tread, chance strangers, having met her, passed, and often would they turn the head, a lingering second look to cast, and bless the vision ere it fled. What was her own peculiar charm? The soft black eyes, the raven hair, the curving neck, the rounded arm, all these are common everywhere. Her charm was this: upon her face, childlike and innocent and fair, no man with thought impure or base could ever look. The glory there, the sweet simplicity and grace, abashed the boldest, but the good, God's purity there loved to trace, mirrored in dawning womanhood. In those far-off primeval days, fair India's daughters were not pent in closed zananas. On her ways Savitri at her pleasure went, whither she chose, and hour by hour, with young companions of her age, she roamed the woods for fruit or flower, or loitered in some hermitage. For to the Munis grey and old her presence was as sunshine glad. They taught her wonders manifold, and gave her of the best they had. Her father let her have her way in all things, whether high or low. He feared no harm, he knew no ill, could touch a nature pure as snow. Long childless, as a priceless boon, he had obtained this child at last, by prayers made morning, night, and noon, with many a vigil, many a fast. Would Shiva his own gift recall, or mar its perfect beauty ever? No, he had faith, he gave her all she wished, and feared and doubted never. And so she wandered where she pleased in boyish freedom. Happy time! No small vexations ever teased, nor crushing sorrows dimmed her prime. One care alone her father felt: where should he find a fitting mate? For one so pure his thoughts long dwelt. On this, as with his queen he sate. Ah, whom, dear wife, should we select? Leave it to God, she answering cried. Savitri may herself elect some day her future lord and guide. Months passed, and lo, one summer morn, as to the hermitage she went, through smiling fields of waving corn, she saw some youths on sport intent, sons of the hermits and their peers, and one among them tall and lithe, royal in port, on whom the years, consenting, shed a grace so blithe, so frank and noble, that the eye was loath to quit that sun-browned face. She looked and looked, then gave a sigh, and slackened suddenly her pace. What was the meaning? Was it love? Love at first sight, as poets sing, is then no fiction. Heaven above is witness that the heart, its king, finds often like a lightning flash. We play, we jest, we have no care, when hark a step, there comes no crash, but life or silent slow despair. Their eyes just met. Savitri passed into the friendly Muni's hut. Her heart rose opened had at last, opened no flower can ever shut. In converse with the grey-haired sage she learnt the story of the youth, his name and place and parentage, of royal race he was in truth. Satyavan was he hight, his sire, Dumat Sen had been Salva's king, but old and blind opponents dire had gathered round him in a ring, and snatched the sceptre from his hand. Now, with his queen and only son, he lived a hermit in the land, and gentler hermit was there none. With many tears was said and heard the story, and with praise sincere of Prince Satyavan every word sent up a flush on cheek and ear, unnoticed. Hark! The bells remind 'tis time to go. She went away, leaving her virgin heart behind, and richer for the loss a ray shot down from heaven appeared to tinge all objects with supernal light. The thatches had a rainbow fringe, the cornfields looked more green and bright. Savitri's first care was to tell her mother all her feelings knew. The queen her own fears to dispel to the king's private chamber flew. "Now what is it, my gentle queen, that makes thee hurry in this wise?" She told him, smiles and tears between, all she had heard. The king with sighs sadly replied, "I fear me much. Whence is his race, and what his creed? Not knowing aught, can we in such a delicate matter proceed?" As if the king's doubts to allay, came Narad Muni to the place a few days after. Old and grey, all loved to see the gossip's face. Great Brahma's son, adored of men, long absent, doubly welcome he unto the monarch, hoping then by his assistance clear to see. No god in heaven, nor king on earth, but Narad knew his history. The suns, the moons, the planets' birth was not to him a mystery. "Now welcome, welcome, dear old friend, all hail and welcome once again." The greeting had not reached its end, when glided like a music strain Savitri's presence through the room. "And who is this bright creature, say, whose radiance lights the chamber's gloom? Is she an Apsara or fay?" "No son thy servant hath, alas! This is my one, my only child." "And married?" "No." "The seasons pass, make haste, O king," he said and smiled. "That is the very theme, O sage, in which thy wisdom ripe I need. Seen hath she at the hermitage a youth to whom in very deed her heart inclines." "And who is he?" "My daughter, tell his name and race, speak as to men who best love thee." She turned to them her modest face, and answered quietly and clear, ah, no, it cannot be. Choose out another husband, dear." The Muni cried, "Oh, woe is me!" "And why should I, when I have given my heart away, though but in thought, can I take it back? Forbid it, heaven, it were a deadly sin, I wot. And why should I know no crime in him or his. Believe me, child, my reasons shall be clear in time. I speak not like a madman wild. Trust me in this. I cannot break a plighted faith. I cannot bear a wounded conscience. Oh, forsake this fancy, hence may spring despair. It may not be. The father heard by turns the speakers, and in doubt thus interposed a gentle word. Friend should to friend his mind speak out. Is he not worthy? Tell us. Nay, all worthiness is in Satyavan, and no one can my praise gainsay. Of solar race, more god than man, great Sura Sen, his ancestor, and Diomat Sen, his father blind, are known to fame. I can aver, no kings have been so good and kind. Then where, O Muni, is the bar? If wealth be gone and kingdom lost, his merit still remains a star, nor melts his lineage like the frost. For riches, worldly power, or rank I care not. I would have my son pure, wise, and brave. The fates I thank, I see no hindrance, no, not one. Since thou insistest, king, to hear the fatal truth, I tell you, upon this day as rounds the year, the young Prince Satyavan shall die. This was enough. The monarch knew the future was no sealed book to Brahma's son. A clammy dew spread on his brow. He gently took Savitri's palm in his and said, "No child can give away her hand. A pledge is not unsanctioned. And here, if right I understand, there was no pledge at all. A thought, a shadow barely crossed the mind. Unblamed it may be clean forgot. Before the gods it cannot bind. And think upon the dreadful curse of widowhood, the vigils, fasts, and penances. No life is worse than hopeless life, the while it lasts. Day follows day in one long round, monotonous and blank and drear. Less painful were it to be bound on some bleak rock, for I to hear, without one chance of getting free, the ocean's melancholy voice. Mine be the sin if sin there be, but thou must make a different choice." In the meek grace of virginhood, unblanched her cheek, undimmed her eye, Savitri like a statue stood. Somewhat austere was her reply. "Once and once only all submit to destiny, 'tis God's command. Once and once only, so 'tis writ, shall woman pledge her faith and hand. Once and once only can a sire unto his well-loved daughter say, in the presence of the witness fire, I give thee to this man away. Once and once only have I given my heart and faith, 'tis past recall. With conscience none have ever striven, and none may strive without a fall. Not the less solemn was my vow, because unheard, and oh, the sin will not be less if I should now deny the feeling felt within. Unwedded to my dying day, I must, my father dear, remain. 'Tis well if so thou wilt, but say, can man balk fate or break its chain? If fate so rules that I should feel the miseries of a widow's life, can man's device the doom repeal? Unequal seems to be a strife between humanity and fate. None have on earth what they desire. Death comes to all, or soon or late, and peace is but a wandering fire. Expediency leads wild astray. The right must be our guiding star, duty our watchword, come what may. Judge for me, friends, as wiser far, she said, and meekly looked to both. The father, though he patient heard, to give the sanction still seemed loath, but Narad Muni took the word. "Bless thee, my child, 'tis not for us to question the almighty will, though cloud on cloud loom ominous, in gentle rain they may distill." At this the monarch, "Be it so, I sanction what my friend approves. All praise to him whom praise we owe. My child shall wed the youth she loves." End of section 1. Recording by Zishan Reshamwala.